So you're designing this home for the foster adoptive parents of our main character. It's in the 60s, but it has to say something about Alma, her husband at the time, and the relationship. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, well, here, well, of course, the thing is with every kind of private home, an interior set or room place, obviously has totally different kind of meanings for the story and for the characters, and also other possibilities. So the Wheatley House, in a way, was clearly the heart and soul of the entire story and the show. Plus that we knew that we have a lot of scenes happening there. So it's almost like the main set of the show in a way. So you can put a lot of effort into that. Much more than the place which you have like one scene playing and you just rush through it somehow. So and as you said, the thing is that once you start designing something like this interior, you only can do that by talking about Alma, the mother, Alma Wheatley. And then thinking, okay, of course, I think we enter the house in, I can't remember exactly, let's say 61 or something. So in the very early 60s or even late 50s. And at that point, we would think that she has lived there for something like probably 10 years already, right? Maybe a little less, but about 10 years. So clearly the house was kind of built, or not built, but designed or furbished in the early or mid 50s. At the same time, we are in Kentucky. We kind of learn that they don't have too much money. We also understand that the marriage with this strange man is some sort of joke. Something really went wrong there right in the beginning or even before, and she got stuck there, and she's restless, and she's very lonely, and she's very unhappy. So what she does is what everybody, especially maybe also at that period, did, was kind of building up a facade. So it needs to be like shiny, happy, all-American dream, but you know that there's something wrong because it doesn't really work. And that gives you, I don't know, an idea about the hysteria of the house. I think what we did there was kind of hysterical. I think we had this blue note from the beginning on, because it's even mentioned in the novel that she always wears kind of blue clothes. And in the beginning I thought maybe I get rid of that because, maybe it's the wrong idea, but then I kind of liked it because being blue, has a meaning, especially in the English language. So in a way it did make sense. Then, of course, once we got we went into the research of this, all these kind of design and interior of this kind of home magazines and how you would dress your home at that time. We realized that the hysteria was always there. If you look at the magazines and how bizarrely overdone, they created that. And of course,
a lot of pattern mixing and matching. There's a million things happening.
And another fabric, and another curtain, and another wallpaper, and another matching something. And it's interesting because you mentioned Mad Men in the very beginning. And if you compare that, another reason why, of course, we look different is because we are somewhere else. We're not at this kind of high-end, super slick New York kind of advertising business surrounding everybody's cool and state of the art. We are in very laid back Kentucky in this kind of desperate housewife kind of lonely home, and plus a little bit earlier even. So we play it with a different kind of note. And as I'm explaining it right now, it's kind of an emotional thing. It's not so much design driven actually. It's very much kind of emotion driven. And to do this, the way we work, me being the production designer, one of my most important colleague is what we call the set decorator. In our case, it's her name is Sabine Scharf, and we also worked together, many times before. And she's a genius in being fearless with colors and with patterns and with also leaving good taste behind. So the joy is always, coming up when something goes really over the top. And in the beginning, we were not quite sure how far we should go. And sometimes talking to Scott about it, the director, and he said, no, there are no limitations. If you say we have the feeling that we go over the top, then he would say, please do and go even further. And that is very important. And once I had the feeling that I really can believe him, we did, and that is then it becomes it's a joyful process, really.
So, one of the rooms in the Wheatley home is ultimately ends up being Beth's bedroom, and you can tell that Alma has prepared this room for what she thinks is like the perfect girl's bedroom. It's so over the top. Talk to me about that, because it continues with the hysteria of the house, but it also says a lot about Alma's mindset.
Exactly. We thought that because they never had a child before, and as you also understand in the conversation, that in a way you have the feeling that they are adopting a girl because they cannot get a pet. So this whole idea is a little bit, almost dodgy in the beginning, when we have a feeling, okay, he bought her the grand piano, they cannot have pets because he's allergic or something stupid, and then they said, oh, let's have a girl, and she has no idea, and I think our idea was that she has expected to get a doll kind of girl, because it's hard to order a child from a catalog, so you have to also to deal what you get. So she's, and our joy was to do something which is not really matching her personality. To say she's a little bit too old, she's way too serious, she is way too intellectual, she's not girly enough. I mean, she's not girly at all anyways, because she doesn't really even know what that would be. So it is more, of course, also something playful for us or for her, or to give her something playful. At the same time, we realized that regardless, the hysteria and how wrong the style for her is, in a way, it doesn't matter for her, because it's the first time in her life that she owns something, like this for herself, and she loves it. Even though it's not a matching partner or something, it doesn't matter. So we were trying to make it hilarious, but also, nice. Because there's always, or sometimes there's this thin line between something which is like, I don't know, you would never really choose that for yourself, but once you get it, it's like sometimes, getting a hilarious a birthday present from your grandmother. You unpack it and it's something that's like, what the heck is that? You would never bought that for yourself, but because it's from your grandmother, and it's so much filled with her love, and you love her, that you start to love the item, and that's the process, actually.